Hello everyone, Treadstone here with Warlords 2, and yesterday I went around to some different alliances and I was trying to recruit players to get more active members for Warlords 2. Just chatting with different groups of people is always a lot of fun. Get out of your alliance, go visit somebody. If you really love where you're at and you love the people, just say, hey, look, today's a good day to travel. We don't have a vampire lab. We don't have a coffer. We don't have a trials. It's not a war day. I just want to get out during a day where there's nothing going on. And I just want to go see some other people, meet some friendly places, and, say some nice things to some people and just kind of get a different feel for the place. It's not cheating on your alliance members or anything like that. It's not a bad thing. The only thing that it really affects is your contribution score. Like if you notice here now, I only have 500 contribution score. 100% guarantee you I have contributed more than 500 to this alliance, even as the leader. But hey, I need to go recruit sometimes and I need to get out, and that's the only thing that it really impacts. So while I was traveling around, I kind of had the thought, what would a Evolve 5 level 125 starter pack look like? What would a Castle level 25 starter pack look like? If I were to recommend to you as a new player, here's what you should focus on so that as soon as you unlock Castle level 25, as soon as your Heroes Hall and your Troop Halls are at level 25, you can be the most effective player you can be in the game. What would that really look like? So that's the thought that I had, and here's the answer to that. Number one, your resources are extremely important. These heroes, let me just show you something real quick. So to go from level 100 to level 101 is almost 2 million gold. It is very expensive per hero. So your medals are the same way. If we go look, to go from 116 to 117 is 2.3 million per troop every time. So it's very expensive. You need to gather as many resources as possible prior to leveling up your castle every time. So I always recommend spending gold on 2 heroes. And for the starter pack, what I would tell you, you need to focus on 3 Musketeers and Divine Sage. Those 2 heroes are the ones that I encourage you to spend resources on. There's 16 heroes. There are a lot of good heroes and a lot of good hero combinations and a lot of good hero troop combinations. The reason I tell you 3 Musketeers and Divine Sage is because to get 3 stars, you need to have above 50%. Divine Sage is a healer. 3 Musketeers attacks other people's heroes. They're the 2 best heroes in the game. Hero number 3, if I were to tell you to level up for free in the Oasis, I would pick Lunar Sentinel. I would spend gold on 3 Musketeers and Divine Sage, and I would do Lunar Sentinel for free. And then 4 would be Seth. But you only need to spend gold on 2 and take the 3rd one for free. Now, what about spells? For spending gold on spells, I would do Heal and I would do Insight. Those are the top 2. 3 would be Vortec, 4 would be Chill, and then 5 would be Toxic. And then Where's Dead, so on and so forth. So I actually hardly ever use Raise Dead, and I've never leveled Fireball or Storm up high enough to use them. Heal and Insight, Vortec and Chill are excellent. Toxic's pretty good. Definitely for the Academy, you want to do all of your Academy techs at every level. For troops, Evolve 5 unlocks at Castle level 21. And I'm telling you, you should only spend medals every castle level to upgrade 3 troop types. So I would do Eastern Sohi, either the Ninja or the Onmyoji. Now I did Onmyoji first. They cause a damage reduction to enemy troops or enemy heroes, whoever they're attacking. It reduces their attack by 5%, up to 5 times. That's 25% damage reduction. Huge benefit there. I have not actually leveled ninjas high enough to use them, but the extra damage and the attack speed increase is going to be big on that too. So either of those archers I would go with. Not that Manic Artillery is a bad archer. I have not had the same kind of luck. In fact, fighting the same players with the same armies, with the same spells, everything, just replacing the 2 archers, I'm able to win with Onmyoji, where I'm not able to win with Manic Artillery. For cavalry, Mounted Bushi is very good. Honestly, I did Manic Heli first. I really liked the Manic Heli because they jump to the back. But you can't go wrong on either of those cavalry. There's only 2 cavalry for of all 5. Just pick one and level it. Manic Bomber is by far the best mechanical unit in the game. Far better than the Orokai. So definitely go with Manic Bomber. And then you really only have one option for support. Take the 125. I rarely use the 125 support. Most of the time when I use a support troop, I use the level 50 Sandstorm Sage for the extra 15% damage reduction. Okay, so I've talked about heroes, I've talked about spells, I've talked about troops, I've talked about academy. Let's go to Troop Hall Archives. What should I maximize in the Troop Hall Archives? First and foremost, you should maximize infantry damage reduction. Boom, 10% infantry damage reduction, 100% of the time. Knock out that 20% damage reduction. And the second thing you should do is your infantry hit points. And then critical damage, critical rate, or attack is third, or that's fourth. Whichever one you want to do, damage boost. It doesn't really matter at that point. Dead troops don't do any damage. So focus on, you can see right here what my war monument looks like. Hit points and damage reduction were the first things I set, then critical rate, and then I got really lucky with infantry attack. I'm going to stay attack. That is, I really recommend damage reduction, then hit points, and then critical rate, and then some kind of attack. Set it and leave it in the war monument, and in the Troop Hall Archives, knock those out first. Do infantry first, especially if you're going to level up the Sohi. If you do heal, insight in 3 Musketeers, Divine Sage, Sohi with hit points and damage reduction focus, that's 80% or more of the game right there. I mean, you've just beaten most of the game. Really, I mean, it's just that simple. Like, I'm really trying to help you out. The starter pack that I would say, as soon as you hit castle level 25, get your Sohi to max level. Divine Sage, 3 Musketeers, get those to max level. Heal and Insight, get those to max level. Again, set your War College. You can set that early, or your War Monument. You can set that early on. Other than that, I've said this before, always do every building upgrade, every castle level. Make sure that when you are doing them that you make sure that you can do all of your expansions. You use all of your blueprints on all of your gold buildings. You can postpone like Elven Woods and the Temple of Time if you would like, and not do those up front. I say do them because it gives you extra time to collect more resources for the next castle level, plus it's a bonus. But truthfully, once these speed ups reach like 100%, you've cut the time in half for production, and that's big. That's very big. So those are worth doing. But I mean, if you want to wait until after castle level 25, after you have your troops and everything, I completely understand that. It's really a personal decision that you have to make. So that's it. I mean, I think this is going to be a very short video. The other thing I want to talk about real quick, we're talking about how do we get to castle level 25? What should we do before castle level 25? See, my trophies right now are at 6,100. Okay, so there's different rewards level. If you top 8,000, it drops you back down to 6,000. It's very difficult before castle level 25, before you have max troops, before you have max heroes, to break 4,000. It's very difficult. I recommend players stay within a range. Pick 2,000 to 2,500 trophies or 2,500 to 3,000 trophies and stay in that range. And get your 30 arena victories per day. What I mean by 30 arena victories per day is you are rewarded with gold medals and stone for victories in the arena 30 times a day. Stay within an easy range, close out your chest easy. If you can't top 4,000 and get those 2 extra gold coins, it does you absolutely no good to stay at 3,800. Yeah, you have to be able to top 4,000. There's a lot of players that have honestly quit the game that are floating right around 4,000 that make it very difficult to get there. I would not worry about that, truthfully, until you have maxed out your heroes and your troops at level 125, and you have 2 spells at level 125. Again, things you can do before you get there, and you can finish up your infantry damage reduction and your infantry hit points in the troop hall archives. Before you get there, you can set your statistics in the war monument, infantry hit points and damage reduction, and you can make sure that you have enough silver keys ready for when you get to castle level 21. Make sure that you get the Sohi. Focus on Sohi. Pick one of the archer types and focus on it. Pick one of the cavalry types, focus on it. Save your resources for the next castle level. I would always spend the 200 diamonds on Q2. So as soon as my castle was done, I would do the hero hall and the troop hall at the same time, and then stay with then the academy and then whatever other buildings I would go with. I would never do. I really didn't do this twice in the same castle level. You just usually don't have enough stone to keep that going, but you can at least knock those 2 buildings out, and then as soon as they're done, boom, your heroes add 5 levels, your troops add 5 levels, and you're ready for that castle level. So you go from 21 to 22. You go from 100 to 105 or whatever that increase is, and just knock it out as soon as you get there. And then you just finish your buildings out, save up your resources for the next level, and keep going. And that gives you the resources to do the academy, and that gives you the resources. Honestly, I did 4 spells every castle level. I did Heal, Insight, Chill, and Vortec every castle level. The reason this is important is you need to get your 6,000 points in the Vampire Lab every time. If you can't get 6,000 points in the Vampire Lab, you are moving too fast. You need to slow down, and you need to make sure that your troops, your heroes, your spells are on par. The easiest way to do that, again, let me go through the heroes. 3 Musketeers is great at killing other heroes. Divine Sage, and then Sohi, an archer, and one of the cavalry, and your 2 spells. So that's it, guys. That is your castle level 25 starter pack. That's what I would love to see all of you start with, okay? All right, Treadstone out.